can you just walk me through how SEO works for you guys today?
SEO, as we all know, is about to change.
Let's talk a bit about LinkedIn, right? LinkedIn's a funny place to operate in.
LinkedIn was a huge failure for us.
Hey, welcome to the 7th episode of Cold to Close live from Phuket. 4 team members, $800 a month on tooling, taking care of SEO, LinkedIn, Reddit, cold email, operations, design, and product. Outperforming teams 5 times their size. How does one do that? Today we have Namit Jindal with us and he'll tell us exactly how it's done. So Namit, 4 members, $800 a month. How are you guys doing this?
One short answer, Claude.
Mhm.
I think the model, especially the Opus release, just changed every single thing possible.
Mhm.
We're able to do stuff I thought would take us 50 people. So it's been interesting, and that's what I want to do. Like, past 2 months have been absolutely revolutionary for our company. I'm going to talk about everything that we are changing, that we are testing, everything that we're already doing, and what failed, what we learned. Just give the most practical episode I've ever done.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for that. So I think let's start with the piece that I am most curious about. What surprised me the most? That's SEO.
Mhm.
So can you just walk me through how SEO works for you guys today?
Yeah. So SEO, as we all know, is about to change. It's about drastically about to change, but what to us surprised was what to us was most surprised was how you can now at least iterate very fast.
Mhm.
I would say this started. So we're in April, right? Like mid of Feb. I was roaming around. Hey, how do we do SEO? Such a big opportunity. How can we even make that happen? And stuff like that. Couldn't find one person to do it. So spent 3 days on Claude Code. Basically built my own plugin and learned end-to-end SEO.
Okay.
How we're doing it now is the most important step is keyword research.
Okay.
We connect this software called Data for SEO, and Claude Code just does keyword research on its own. So everything from cluster building, finding unidentified opportunities, what to do first, what is high keyword volume, what is low keyword difficulty, what is low keyword difficulty plus first 5 answers are bad. Everything is happening automated because it's really good with data and research. That typically takes any 1 or 3 people team weeks, and now it's gonna taking us like hours.
Brilliant.
Then the second step over there, and I can keep talking about us.
So Namit, I think next I want to learn about cold email. Obviously, you know why I want to learn about cold email, but I heard you automate that as well. So how are you doing that? What's the logic behind that? What's the workflow? How's that working?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think just because we've done it for clients and we've been surrounded by cold emailers,
Mhm.
it was it's a no-brainer to do it, right? The product helps with cold email. But coming to that, I think what we found was for our case, segmentation just works best with instead of personalization. And that's because we were able to really narrow down our ICP.
Mhm.
So we knew exactly what to say to whom. What we figured was we can divide our ICP into 4 parameters, each parameter having 5 different options, 4 to 5. So employee size, 1 to 15, 51 to 50, persona. So our pitch changes from if you're emailing a founder of a 1 to 15 employee company compared to a marketer of a 51 to 200 employee company. So
Got it.
basically 4 factors in employee size, 5 to 6 in personas, and then identifying whether these guys are lead gen agencies, big cold emailers, small cold emailers. That's another 3 to 4 factors.
Okay.
In total, that comes out to be 80 campaigns when you look at personas and permutation combination, right? We can't upload 80 campaigns. We can't manage indie pain points. We're still writing campaigns on our own. I think there are some people who are just doing that better than us, the writing skill. But yeah, none of it would have been possible. It would have taken days on the end. Everything's automated. One person is now managing 80 to 100 campaigns.
I think the next piece that I'm interested about is LinkedIn.
Mhm.
Let's talk a bit about LinkedIn, right? LinkedIn's a funny place to operate in, right? There are things that you can do absolutely right, the things that you might not do right as well. So how did you figure this out? What's your approach to this?
LinkedIn was a huge failure for us.
Interesting.
It's funny because that kind of started this entire motion.
Okay.
So that was the first one we tested, and I was very optimistic on LinkedIn. And the whole plan was to copy playbooks from agencies like Code IQ and like sales of like softwares like Sales Robot was like, cool, like the whole team is gonna post. But what we wanted to do was we're gonna have these 10 LinkedIn personas and we're gonna control 10 LinkedIn accounts and like do like 50 posts a week and have this high quality. And we did everything from like we're gonna scrape Reddit, we're gonna scrape best performing posts, create those topics, write outlines on them, create archetype of posts, and publish them. I think there was like a lot more nuance, and we need to spend a lot more time on it. And like our performance just dipped, realized we got like very little ROI. So it's gonna be something we have to recreate playbooks for.
How in your organization, Claude Code adoption happened with product first rather than engineering? And that's a very unique use case because usually it's the engineers who are driving technology adoption.
Yeah.
How did you get your growth and the product team to be the drivers and the flag bearers of AI adoptions at the time?
This is a nice story. I mean, I'm excited. So, product, okay. We get a lot of data because we're an inbox provider. We give inboxes, and our take has always been let's use this data to help our customers.
Okay.
I have been in the customer centric part of it, where like I see how customers use it. I've been like a cold emailer myself. I've sent a lot of cold emails. My co-founder, he's the engineer who's been building, and he built our he architected like all the databases and schema, which I had no idea. So problem was I knew what to build, I just didn't know how to use our stuff. He knew how to build and didn't know what to build.
Okay.
Since we were remote, and this was like a very, very like 24-hour conversation. It wasn't like a 1 hour conversation because there's back and forth brainstorm happening. So we spent 4 to 6 months trying to build it. And we were still like, okay, like this is there, but it's not there yet. I'm having issues. He's having issues. So one option was, I'm just going to fly to Coimbatore. I'm going to sit with my co-founder. We're going to sit next to us and do it. That might have worked. But the second option was I took this tool called Claude Code. I told him, hey, just give me a clone of our DB, give me all the schema, and give me every single SQL query you've written.
Okay.
Fed it into the model and brainstormed what to build with the model. Did that like complete, like before this we hadn't used Claude Code at all, so completely like very, very specific use case.
Interesting.
And just like started brainstorming with the model and built it. So end to end it was built, a little buggy, which now the engineering team is kind of building and finalizing.
I think we'll have one more episode maybe where we can talk about how you are personal hacking your life using Claude AI, not just the business side of things. Fantastic. So Namit, something I think this is a question I've had people ask me before, and I would maybe get your insights on this. Somebody starting things from scratch. We talked about what to do. The biggest challenge is where do I start? So yeah, to you, somebody starts something, building something from absolute zero, right? Where do I start?
Pick a project that you're doing. Ideally, it should be something you know, like, or somewhat have an idea of how to do it end to end. So you should have like a flow in your head. That's important because like that's where like if you don't have a logical ability, you will only get like 50% of the way there.
Okay.
So let's say that you have a project, you somewhat understand my data is here. This is what I need to build. Maybe you've built in Make or N8N before. Just type how to install Claude Code or how to install one of these models. I think Claude Code is the way to go. And get started. It will guide you. Like you don't need to have any prior knowledge except the ability to think. That's about it.
Fantastic. So guys, this is what we're talking about. You have a team of 4 having a monthly bill of $800 on tooling, taking care of SEO, Reddit, LinkedIn, operations, design, cold emailing, product, and that's how you do it. Thank you so much, Namit. This was one of the most practical episodes we have had on this series. And it was lovely, lovely talking to you. Thank you again.
Likewise. Thank you for having me.